Hello Paul, what have you got for us today?
Hi George. Today, I think everybody knows what this one is. The peace lily,
Peace lily.
Spathiphyllum morlissii, which is probably the most well-known houseplant in the world. Maybe the cheese plant, about the same. Wonderful, been grown in homes for centuries.
Yes.
Tolerant of low light levels, which is why it's so good. And flowers for most of the year with these gorgeous white flowers, spadix, which is where the name peace lily comes from.
Oh yes.
I think anyway. From the white flag of truce. And it's become synonymous with that, really, given as gifts. As really a, thank you, or a peace offering. It's absolutely wonderful. This is a really nice little variety. This is our smaller size. This is called Sweet Rocco.
Sweet Rock.
Sweet Rocco, and you can see so many flowers on it. Just beautiful, lovely shape on them.
Yes.
These are called spadix.
They haven't opened up quite.
They don't open very much more, actually, on
right.
this variety. They open up a little bit wider, but it's quite a narrow flower on this one. Yeah, lovely. You can see lovely dark green leaves. The shadier it is, the darker the leaves are going to be.
Oh, right.
You put it somewhere bright. It will tolerate bright light, not full sun, but it will look a little washed out.
Yes.
Much better positioned away from a window. Doesn't need that much light. It will exist with quite a lot. It will tolerate overwatering. It doesn't like it though.
Yes.
It's a very common thing that people say, oh, peace lilies, it doesn't mind sitting in water for a bit, but make sure that it dries out once again for the bottom, the top inch or so. Much better to let that dry out. Yeah, so that's Sweet Rocco.
Oh, yes.
A bigger one.
Lovely plant.
Yeah. This is Spathiphyllum Vivaldi.
Vivaldi.
Yeah.
Yes. Lovely name.
It is.
Good classical composer.
Good for 4 seasons.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, as you can see, much larger. The smaller one, the Sweet Rocco, won't turn into this.
Yes.
This one's really packed out in the pot, which it likes.
Oh,
yeah. So if you pot it into a pot that's too big for it, it'll be happy, and it will grow by offset, which means that the plant will carry on growing new plants next to it. So it will reproduce by dividing itself, essentially, and the roots create these new little plantlets. If you give it in a big pot, it's really happy. It'll just do that. So you get lovely green leaves but no flowers. So keep it a little bit pot bound.
I think most people would want the flowers, wouldn't they? So keep it in the smaller pot.
Yeah, bigger flowers on this one. Bigger leaves as well. Great plant.
Yes.
For the shady spot. Another tip to get it to flower is when you water it, it lets you know if it needs water. Lots of you with the peace lily will notice that it droops and sags.
Yes.
If you let it do that, just slightly, let it dry out, it will tell you it needs water. Then feed it with tomato food in with the water.
Tomato food?
Yeah. It'll perk up.
Is that only in the summer though you can give it the
generally in the summer, between spring and autumn. It's to make flowers. Yeah, and that will induce the flowering and give it the food that it wants to create flowers. Normal plant food, which is high in nitrogen, will make the leaves go really, really green. So if yours is looking a bit yellow, probably better with a normal plant food, because that'll really green the leaves up and make it grow, vegetative growth, which is for the leaves. So that's Vivaldi.
And again, it can tolerate a little bit of overwatering, but
it can.
Not.
It can. Compared to most indoor plants, it can. But it's better to let it dry out. Like I said, top inch or so, let that dry out. If it sags, you know it. And it'll come back. It's quite incredible, really, how it will come back.
Lovely.
It is gorgeous. We got, I don't know if we got room. Oh. Look at that beauty.
Yes.
Isn't it lovely? Oh, there's a flower going, so that's fine. This one is called Sweet Sebastiano. And once again, it's a cultivar that's been bred to get really big.
And the flowers are much more open.
Absolutely.
Aren't they?
Beautiful plant. I mean, a real statement. Really wonderful statement plant. You see the size of the flowers and size of the leaves. Obviously, we need a lot more water than the others. Just as easy.
Yes.
No difference in the care.
Does it still like being quite tight in the pot?
It's exactly the same. But obviously, it will need a bigger pot. This one will probably over the winter. It's going to calm down a little bit, especially in here. Leave it in that. Let it dry out, especially over winter. Cut back on the watering.
And does this one like a bit of tomato?
It's just the same. Yeah, just to induce the flowering. You can see one here. Just a minute.
Yes.
There's one that's going. We get a lot of calls from people saying, "I've done something wrong." The white things are going. It's what will happen.
Yes.
They last for weeks.
I just usually cut them off.
Yeah, you can cut them off. It will go brown, and it'll leave. Cut them off. This turns in. You can just pull that out of the main thing. No, it's lovely. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, nice, easy, careful.
Nice specimen plant. Yeah, lovely. There's some great varieties of peace lilies available now. We do another one called Sensation, but it's too big to put at the moment. Maybe I'll get it.
Look at that on the website.
Yeah, there's a photo of it here now.
Thank you.